Okay, good evening. And it's what, 8 o'clock? I'm going to have a look around 80 metres. We'll just drift through the CW section. Yeah. Is there anyone on the CW section? Okay. Well, 63, whoever it is. As I said, we're just drifting through. Can always come back. Just in case we had someone we knew. Right, so we're on the lower side brand. Must be some slow morse. That was gain. 3614, okay. About. So obviously that's someone's doing some slow morse or something, which is great to hear. Let me just make a note. 3614. Well, it's not really, is it? It'll be in and around the area though. So let's see if we can narrow it down a bit. Three, 6, 1, yeah, 3, I would say. Right, so let's just drift on by. We can always come back. I always get the Europeans down on, 3/6 lower.
Appel 80 de 6 Charlie Tango Tango, France numéro 6 Charlie Tango Tango appel, de 6 Charlie Tango Tango appel, Florida 6 Charlie Tango Tango appel 80 et écoute. Jeden vorgehen, weil hier wirklich in meinem Fall. Ne? Radio-wise, we used to be, I think, 600 metres in a straight line between us. We had several UFOs on dummy load. So there you are. Right, over to this. Let's see how you're doing this. UNSDH Foxtrot VPR.
So we'll make a note of that. They're on 4/7. Did I just move that camera? I did, didn't I? That'll do.
The bandwidth they're operating on. So yeah, it'd be worthwhile getting that. Yeah, I did hear you mention the linears. Yeah, you've got to get a nice big linear, keep yourself warm and get that little bit of extra signal strength. No, to be honest though, you don't need it, you don't really need it, but it does help get it across over the noise, I suppose, sometimes that's the thing. Anyway, I'll swing over to you, Dave. I think Steve disappearing somewhere, is it? Yeah, he's going to try your 40 point miles, just to see what his might go. What do you? You know, I heard, I can't remember which VK station it was on there yesterday, and couldn't keep signal. I think about 10 over the 9. I can't remember who it is now. It's the guy on his QRZ page. He's got like a picture of a stick. I can't remember his call time, but yeah, he's absolutely cracking his day, though. Yeah, I was, you're on about, tell me, VK5KI, Kangaroo Island. I worked him, what night was it? What time ago? 2 nights ago. I worked him on 40, and I was just looking for the time. There you go, 8:45. 8:45 in the evening. I was on 40 and he was good signal. It was 589 T-Mobile. Yeah, it's me. Yeah, good night, Dave. Calculator. Good evening, Martin. GD3ZZN, Golf 7 Alpha Foxtrot. Yeah, 5959, Martin, over there.
This signal must be jumping over me. I can see GD.
Yeah, thanks for the 5 and 9 there, Martin. Yeah, cracking signal, likewise. I've not looked at the critical frequency, so I don't know what sort of signal it is.
Close to the load, but there he is. There's apparently room for quite a lot more of this, I've been told, around you, Keith.
Yeah, well, our weather forecast will be similar to yours, Pete. I looked earlier, Saturday looked about the best day. But that's about it. It sort of goes downhill again after that, so just have to wait and see, mate. It is what it is, so no point worrying about it, is there? Just crap, I've got loads to do outside, and I just can't get on with it. Not as I want to be tramping about in orchards, but I've got some edges that should have been cut weeks ago, and haven't been able to do it. I've got a massive bonfire that I'm waiting for it to dry out somewhat, so I can burn that. But it's going to be a while off, I think, before I get any of it done. Yeah, well, not to worry, I'll just have to come and sit in shack and go to sleep on a 3-foot base. That seems a reasonable idea. Over to you, Pete.
Yeah, that's sit in the shack playing with the radio
5, 9,
and looking about with stuff like that. And hopefully on Thursday, if weather's right and if you've got those bits, Thursday I'll come over and we'll have a play with that. Unless you've got better things, because you've got the funeral tomorrow, haven't you, really? That's alright, so I've had a couple of busy days, so I could do with a day sat there snoozing. That sounds like a good plan, but I've got a lot to do as well. It's just no good, is it? Over to you, Adrian. So what have you been doing these last few days? Have you doing your usual job, or have you? I thought you were going to cut it down to 2 or 3 times a week, mate. That's you.
Yeah, today Rob, just stand by, mate. Rob called in underneath while we were going. Yeah, I am. I have got...
There's quite a few stations on 80 tonight.
Which, that's all I'm running on now, is my database.
Seems strong signals as well.
I'm trying to, if you like, sort of book so many calls in 2 days in the week. So I just work 2 days. And I thought what I'll do is I'll just let it naturally sort of fade away, if you know what I'm saying, bit by bit. Hopefully that's what will happen. At the moment, that hasn't happened, because I'm losing people, I'm gaining people, so I've got to sort of stick my flag in the ground and go, right, okay, I've got 526 customers on the database. Let's see how it goes this year, just trying to work the 2 days a week. And, we'll go from there. We're hoping that Mick, my mate who I work with, we're hoping his lad will be joining the trade at some point. Basically said if he does, I'd be more than happy to train him and basically hand the business over to him when he's ready, because then I can finish. But I've got such a loyal following locally, I don't really want to let the customers down, because I'll be throwing them to the wolves around here, Pete. That's the problem. I know that sounds awful. But I'll give you an example. I had a call from a girl last week looking for a quote for a boiler. And I said, well, what's the problem? And she said, oh, it's spewing carbon monoxide out inside the cabinet. I said, what? What boiler is it? She said, well, it's the Bosch Green Star. I said, well, okay, which one? So she tells me. I said, well, who told you this? So she proceeds to tell me this story, which I won't bore you with. I said, well, look, I'm not, I need to see this. What have you been quoted? $4.5 grand. I'm like, good God. It's a lot of money. Anyway, long story short, I went over there, and it was the red gasket on top of the Green Star, which you probably know, Pete, had never been changed. It completely gone brittle and basically fell apart, and he was reading products of combustion on top of the chamber. So I stripped it all down and put a new gasket in it and rebuilt it, and Bob's your uncle boiler was working perfectly and still is. That's another customer I've gained. You can't win, mate, can you? But honestly, mate, there are some bloody charlatans around here, Pete. I'll send it round to you, Keith. GGI's underneath it. Go on, Keith.
Yeah, thanks, Adrian. Yeah, good evening, Rob. Just all is well. Pete, no one around Thursday, mate. Peter in Wales has posted those chips up. So hopefully they'll be here tomorrow. Rob, I'll pass it to you, and then you pass it to Pete, please. Over to you, Rob.
He definitely called in, really. GGO, are you still there?
If these had been on CW, would have sent out a call signs 5 times by now.
This is one of my long-term friends from... I was in the departure lounge at the Leeds Bradford Airport going on my jollies. And he phoned me up and he says, what happened is the water pressure reducer, this is nothing to do with the boiler, just the water pressure reducer. The diaphragm had gone, it was peeing water out big time. So I got one of these emergency plumbers out. He said he was there about 15 minutes, which that's on the timing, you know, it was, but he didn't put, he just bypassed it, you know, just to chuck the thing on the ground and in the cellar. They just put, about 3 or 4 inches of plastic pipe. And I'm not a great lover of plastic pipe. And charging £206 to do it. Or it's 216 I think it was, but it says, I said, well, that's a bit on the expensive side. And for 4 inches of 15mm plastic pipe and 2 straight connectors, plastic I hasten to add. And I said, how the hell can you do that? He said he wasn't there 15 minutes. Oh dear. It's not what you want, is it? But I did it. I said, well, because it was just coming back from Christmas. I said, I'll do that for now. You know, he's a good friend of mine. And
It must be the gas fitter's net or something.
For decades. And I said, no.
Boilermaker's net.
Even better, where's the better one for you? Rob, I know you there, mate. We heard you doubling up in a goodie again. Stand by, buddy. The job I've been out today to do the service on the boiler, the guy said he had a bloke fitting a radiator at the house. And when he was topping the boiler up, he said, oh, you've got a problem here. The pressure pot in your boiler's gone, it's leaking water. And the guy said, oh right, do I need that? And he said, yes, you need that doing. So he went out and got one. Oh, you know, the pressure pot is a big little plastic thing with a screw top on it. He replaced it in a Worcester Bosch and charged the guy £235. And that's what he charged him to replace the pressure pot in the boiler. I couldn't believe it. I tell you, it's no wonder I'm poor. I'm doing it wrong, mate. I'm doing it all wrong. Unbelievable.
Probably 1 pint of making go fuzzy. I'm not a beer person at all, I'm afraid. And certainly not in those sort of quantities. Genau, PLS.com. Krijgt hij zomaar naar voren, nummer? Ja, dat klopt.
But 180. Yeah, I'm not too sure what this is. What speed do we reckon? 15. Yeah, maybe 15, 16 maybe. Ooh, I wonder if we could. Well, we probably can't, but we might be able. Oh, it stopped. Oh, that was 12 words a minute, was it?
Produces a contribution to the total radiation pattern, each adding according to its amplitude and phase, full stop. For example, two current elements may make contributions in a given direction which are equal in amplitude, but 180 centers the digits 180 degrees, and the text has a degree symbol, but the text sent spelled the word out in full. So 180 degrees out of phase with each other, thus cancelling out their contributions in that direction. Full stop. So that was the end of the 12 words per minute passage. I will now have a couple of minutes of number groups, starting at about 8 words per minute and speeding up halfway through. So 5 groups at one speed and 5 groups at another, 5 digits in each group. And no abbreviations or anything in the numbers. CW, going over to CW for number groups.
Did he say GB2CW? Well, that would be a good way to learn CW, wouldn't it? Eight, 4. So that is GB2CW. So let me just go and have a look. GB2CW. It's the RSGB. CW, what frequency? 3613. We're on Tuesday. Let's have a look. Okay. Where should we do? So that's the RSGB doing a slow morse, which is pretty useful, I would say. I didn't get that call. Luna, was it? Strange call sign. I think half the time that throws you off. Right. Let's just turn it down. So this is HG80 Luna, the Hungarian Radio Amateur Society. Let's have a look. The Zoltan Bay Moon Radar. Alright, okay. Hell of a call. Must be that. Long call sign. HG80 Luna. Right. Wow. Nice QSL card, if anyone grabs him. Let me make a note just to put on my log. Not that I'm going to QSL him, like. Okay. Well, I'm going to continue to listen. Scoring. So you get 3 points for working this chap. But a nice card. I like his card. Yeah, I think someone went back at him at a bit of a speed, and he replied at that speed and didn't reply. So some of these lads are, you know, first-class operators in many respects. No need to send his call sign, he knows it. He just ignored him. Well done. Just send your call sign. No, you don't need anything else. Okay, well, as I said, we'll leave him. Yeah. 3, 5, 3, 3. Always find something interesting, don't we? This is why I spend hours tuning around on the radio. My missus thinks I'm crazy. She always has done. But if you don't get it, you don't get it, do you? Okay. G0 GSY. checked it many times. Is he normally on a paraset? I don't know. G0GSY. I always think it's a spy in it, Brian. No, it doesn't look like he's on a paraset. No. Okay. So let me check my logbook a minute. Search. G0. Who did I say? GSY. Rings a bell. Oh, right, okay. At least 8 CW contacts. Okay. Very good. So that's M0. Mike 0. Scottish, isn't he? Well, they must be waiting for a net. Is that GM0 GSN? GM0 GM0 GSN. No. GHN maybe. So it's HN, GM0GHN. And who was he calling GM0GS? No, that's HN. Right, and what subject use? Oh, this has gone on. Anymore. I'm going to have a listen and find out what's going on. just a Scottish net. It's just giving a signal report. Just saying about the aurora on all the signals. So that's MM0TGG. So obviously it must be a Scottish net of some description. They're all GMs. Just some sort of just a chat net. Catch up maybe. What's going on? I used to spend hours and hours just listening to these type of things. So what was I going to do? I was going to sign off. I got distracted again. Right, so that was 80 metres. Hang on. So that's 80 metres on a Tuesday night. And time now is 20:45. So I think we've been going for, oh, we have 45 minutes. So I'll call it 7-3s. Very good evening. And if you've joined me and lasted this long, thanks for doing so. And look forward to next time. 7-3s.